Hi, Jamie. Thank you so much for having a Shelf Genie appointment. I was really happy to come over and help you find some solutions for some frustrating parts of your kitchen. It was great to meet you and chat a little while as well. Let's take a look at some of the things we talked about. Now, if you look at this kitchen, it looks a little different from yours because I have duplicated a lot of the different areas where there was a multiple option available to you. So, of course, I know you don't have two sinks or three corner cabinets, but kind of bear with me and we'll go through it and you'll be able to take a look at all the different options and let me know which you prefer. I will also be sending you a quote with all the different options as well, which we can narrow down, and they will be labeled so you can differentiate between each one. So let's go over to the corner cabinet because that was your biggest frustration is your corners. And let's take a look here. The lower corner you already have in place a Lazy Susan that is working well for you. So we're just going to leave that as it is. Then on the upper cabinet, we're going to take a look. There are two different choices that we can utilize. The first one, sorry, the oven opened. The first one is another Lazy Susan. This one has a flat face front, so it can utilize maximum amount of space in that cabinet. You can have 2 levels or 3 levels. 2 levels will give you the most variety of space options for different things that you might want to put in there. Now, if you look at the cabinet above, here we can have glide outs. Now, the glide outs will not take up the entire space. They can be made to go all the way into the corner in a point, which would give you a little extra space there. They would all glide out equally like this. The slope backs would be to keep things from falling behind since it is up rather high. However, these will not utilize this space as well in the corners. So you would have to store things that you only use every once in a while there that you don't want to be gliding in and out on a daily basis. So that's what the glide outs look like. So there you can see the two different options between a Lazy Susan cabinet solution or a glide out solution in that corner. The other corner is just the same. I have the same thing over here for you, those two separate solutions, the glide outs or the Lazy Susan. Okay, so now going down below to the corner cabinet at the bottom, we have 3 different solutions that we can look at over here in this corner. This is the one near your breakfast bar. So in this corner, we can do a independent rotating Lazy Susan where the top and bottom rotate independently. They can store a lot of big bulky things, and since the door is not hinged to the Lazy Susan, they can hold a lot more weight. Now, 2 other solutions we can look at. One would be just 2 or 3 glide outs, and they would of course come out independently. My computer won't let them do that for some reason in this program, but they would each come out independently, and they could be made at an angle in the front and a point in the back, so they maximize the space. Again, however, over here in these corners, you would have shelving that you could put some things on, and you would not have that part be able to glide out. So that's a consideration for you as well. The third solution is what we call a glide around. Now, a glide around is usually best for people who use their corner cabinet for smaller things, Tupperware, small baking items, or pantry items. When I was there the other day, you had very large items in that area. You could move them around because we have talked about moving your baking things anyway, which would free up more space over on the left side of your kitchen. So that may be an option if you want to move the bulky things out of this corner cupboard over to that cupboard on the left side near the doorway to the dining room. Then you could utilize this area for something else. So these would all come out individually, not all together. I don't know why. Again, my computer won't let it happen. And it has 3 cubbies on each side that you can store smaller things. It would continue rotating all the way around, and then you can shut the door. So those are the 3 solutions for that corner cabinet that is nearest the breakfast bar. Now, let's take a look at the under sink solutions. So under the sink, we had discussed that one of your biggest frustrations in your kitchen is not having a place to put recycling and garbage. So we had decided, well, maybe we could leave this over here with your current garbage can and possibly put a recycling can underneath the sink, or make this area over here at the end of the breakfast bar for recycling and garbage under the sink. Another option on the right hand side where the garbage disposal is to have a small little glide out that'll go underneath the garbage disposal and the other things, that'll hold small cleaning supplies under the garbage disposal area and larger cleaning supplies along the area that we can store larger things. The other sink option would be not to put the garbage or recycling at all over there. Again, a small single glide out under the area where the garbage disposal is. And on the left hand side, a glide out with a riser. You can put your sponges and washcloths and scrubby brushes, or vegetable brushes, anything that you want to keep pretty clean and away from the chemicals that you may be using for cleaning, up on the riser. And then down below, you can store all of your cleaning supplies. So those are the 2 sink options. Now, continuing to talk about the garbage and recycling solution, one solution we could look at is continue to keep the garbage and recycling over here at the end of the island, but using 2 smaller cans in a triple glide out, we could put either the trash can solution, which is complete like this with a little lid that holds the garbage cans in place and the recycling bin in place, or a more economical version would be just to eliminate this part and have the garbage cans sit inside a triple glide out and have that triple glide out attached to the door, so it opens and closes just the same way your current system does. So those are the 2 options there. Another option would be that we discussed is putting in this section, and you can see I have it doubled up over here so you can see it better, putting a larger recycling and trash solution here in that middle cupboard on the breakfast bar. Again, you can use our trash can solution, or we can just get rid of this and just have a triple glide out, which would be a more economical solution with the garbage cans, and attach the door to the front so it slides in and out. So if we did move the garbage and recycling over there to the middle, at the end cabinet, we could put in double or single glide outs depending on what you decided you'd like to store in there at that time. So those are options for that. If you decided to leave your garbage and recycling at the end in this cabinet, based on what you have stored there right now, I felt a double at the bottom and a single glide out at top would be a great solution for you. All right, so now let's go to the left side of the kitchen and take a look. So on the left side of the kitchen, you'll notice we have 2 separate pantries here. Obviously, you don't have 2 separate pantries. Again, I was just trying to simulate some different options for you. Now, over here at the cupboard all the way near the doorway to go into the dining room, we are going to do a stile removal, take the stile off the cupboard and put it on the door so you have that nice closed look. And then we can have a glide out go all the way across at the top and bottom. Based on the things that were in there that they're going to stay and not being moved up into the pantry when we do the divided shelves for the baking area, I thought a single and a single would be best. So then this next cupboard, you have existing right now 3 glide outs that were manufactured for your cabinets, and they are a little narrow. And you mentioned wanting to replace them with ours, which were utilize more space and are full size, and to use our rails as well. So this is what that would look like if you wanted to do that, and I will price both, leaving yours there, which obviously that won't cost you anything, but I'll give you the price to replace the ones you have. Now, for your pantries. Oops, pardon me. Sorry, sometimes my computer does not play well with this program. Okay, so for your pantries, you can see we have 2 of them side by side. The first pantry on the left-hand side is meant to simulate what you already have at this point. Pardon me, my computer. There we go. So already you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single glide outs made by the company that did your cabinetry. So in this case, at the top, I would recommend putting in that divided shelf to hold all your baking pans, cutting boards, cooling racks, things like that, to get them up out of the way so they're not stacked up and you can reach them very easily and pull them in and out. At the bottom, I recommend either a double or a triple, and you can look on the left and right. The left has a double, the right has a triple. Either one of those sizes would be great for the items that you have at the bottom of your pantry. So this one on the left is taking into consideration leaving the 5 glide outs that you have currently and just adding the divided shelf at the top and the glide out at the bottom, either a double or a triple. Now, the pantry on the right, this is assuming we remove all of the manufacturing glide outs and put ours in. I would recommend, again, a divided shelf at the top for your baking items. Right below that, I would put a single with a slope back to prevent things from falling out the back. You could obviously just do a single too if you wish, but you had those high stacked spices just to keep them from tipping backwards. I thought that would be a great idea. For your next level down, you had many little spices. A single glide out would be fine for that. Another single going down, another single. And then I would recommend a double glide out for the things that are on the last glide out currently. At the bottom, again, I would recommend a triple or either a double on the bottom to hold those larger things. Either one would work just fine. It's just preference for what you are going to put in there. All right, well, that is it. That is your kitchen tour and all the different options that we can do for you. Of course, there's many other things we could do for you, but those are the things that we discussed. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, text me, or call me anytime, and I can change things around and move things to where you might want them, or we can try different solutions as well. In the email, I have attached a link to our online catalog. There are so many great ideas in there as well. You might find something that sparks your interest and change your mind from what we were talking about the other day. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to hearing from you and finding out what you think about these solutions. Take care. Bye-bye.